Remembrance Day is a time to commemorate the sacrifices that veterans have made for Canada. That's why it's time for Quick Canada Quiz number 31, where I'll be asking 10 questions: 4 easy, 3 medium, 2 hard, and 1 extreme. Make sure to like this video, comment your feedback, and if you haven't already, follow or subscribe. Why does Remembrance Day take place on November 11th? To commemorate the end of World War I, which ended on a November 11th. The First World War ended in what year? In 1918. Which flower is the symbol of Remembrance Day in Canada? That's, of course, the red poppy. And finally, what organization distributes poppies in Canada? The Royal Canadian Legion. And now for the 3 medium questions. Located across the Parliament buildings, at what Ottawa memorial does the country's biggest Remembrance Day ceremony take place? The National War Memorial. What was the original name for Remembrance Day? You've probably heard this before. It was called Armistice Day. And what's the name of the famous poem associated with November 11th? In Flanders Fields. Now for the 2 hard questions. Who wrote that famous poem? Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. What's the name of the bugle call traditionally played after the 2 minutes of silence? The Last Post. And for the extreme question, why is the poppy associated with Remembrance Day, especially regarding World War I? I have a quote from the Canadian War Museum. The flowers often overgrew the mass graves left by battles. During the First World War, enormous artillery bombardments completely disrupted the landscape, infusing the chalk soils with lime. The poppies thrived in the environment, their colors standing out the blasted terrain. In other words, the combination of artillery debris and Canadian soldiers created the environment in which poppies would grow. That's why we wear poppies every year to remember those veterans. Thanks for taking the time to participate in this quiz, and please go out and commemorate Remembrance Day.